Hello there, everyone. Christina here. I hope you're having a great day. And I'm so glad that you guys are studying hard for your upcoming math test quiz. Maybe this is homework, but we are going to do it together. We got a beautiful word problem, and we got this, right? Who loves word problems? Me? Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, but we're going to do it. So here we go. We got a musician. I wonder what music they play. But a musician charges C of x equals 64x plus 20,000. Wow, okay. So that's what the musician's charging, where x is the total number of attendees at the concert. Okay. Now, there's a venue, so I'm assuming that the musician is playing at this venue, and the venue charges $80 per ticket. After how many people buy tickets does the venue break even, and what is the value of the total tickets sold at that point? All right, so let's talk about it in terms of the venue's perspective, because all the questions here is talking about the venue, right? The venue is going to break even, and we want to find out how much does the venue sell at that point. So let's look at it in terms of the venue perspective. Now, business basically, is simplified down to two things. Always about how much money you make and how much money you have to shell out, right? How much money you got to lose. The costs. If your revenue, which is the amount of money that you make, is higher than your costs, you're doing good. But, on a side note, you could always start hobbies, right? And maybe they'll turn into businesses when the revenue is higher than costs. But if you're finding out that you're just shelling out too much money and you're not making any money in return, maybe it's time to, try something else, right? But that's the idea here. You always want your revenue higher than your costs. So the venue has a revenue, and it's got a cost, right? Now, let's try to see where the venue is getting its revenue. I love how venue is in revenue. Is that a coincidence? Maybe. Now, just know that a venue is money gained, and a cost is money lost. Now, for the venue, it's going to get its money from selling tickets, right? And they do say that the venue charges $80 per ticket. Now, in the other sense, right, what is the venue's cost? Well, they have to, I guess, pay the people that are literally playing at the venue. Like the musician. Maybe it's Taylor Swift, right? Taylor Swift is coming to the venue, and she's going to charge this amount. That's coming out of the venue's pocket. So that's the cost function. It seems like the only cost that the venue has here is just it's got to pay its musician. So let's just start there. Now they tell us that the cost function is C of x equals 64x plus 20,000. So this this musician has basically an upfront cost. This musician is demanding $20,000 plus 64 extra dollars for each attendee, right? The x value is the number of attendees. So basically the amount of people that come to see the show. Now, if we want to find out a revenue from the venue, we need to have it in terms of x as well. And keep in mind that if we said that x was the number of attendees here, we have to have an x value with the number of attendees, the people that come. So we'll say that people that come. Well, if your cost function is capital C of x, maybe we'll follow suit by saying that the revenue is capital R of x. Now, the revenue seems like they're getting their money from charging $80 per ticket. And who buys the ticket? Yeah, it's the attendees. The attendees are buying the ticket. So it's the people that are coming to the show. And if you need, if two people are coming, you need 2 tickets. That's going to be 80 times 2, right? If 3 people are coming, you're going to sell 3 tickets. That's 80 times 3. Seems like we can find out a formula here, right? For as many tickets that the venue sells, it's going to be 80 times that amount. Keep in mind that, remember, per means multiplication. So use your verbiage. If it's 80 per ticket, it's literally 80 times the amount of tickets, but technically the people buy the tickets. Number of attendees from buying tickets. Okay, now we have our two functions. Now we need to find out, well, how many of those people, that's the x value, the number of attendees, right? The number of attendees is the people. How many people need to buy the ticket so that the venue breaks even? Now here's a formula that we're going to use for break even. Now if you break even, right, if a company break even, just know that you make no money, but you don't lose anything. That means that your revenue, the amount that you make, is always going to be equal to your cost. So this is a very important formula to memorize. If you're looking for your break-even point, your revenue has to equal your costs. And the revenue function, we said, was R of X. So this has to equal the cost function, which is C of X. But now what did we say was R of X? Well, R of X was 80 times those tickets, right? The number of people that are purchasing the tickets. And that has to equal the cost, which is paying that musician, 64x plus 20,000. Now, all we got to do is just solve for x, right? Subtract 64x on both sides. So get rid of that. Bye-bye. We get, what is this? 16. That makes sense. 16 equals 20,000. So let me just pull this up a little bit just so that we have room. We're going to divide by each side by 16. We could do this in the Calci if you want to. But let's see if I can do this. Let's see, 20 and 16, that's a 1. So we got a 1. That's 4 left over. 40 and 16 is, I believe, a 2. Because that's 32, so that's 8. 80, 16, and 80, that's 5. And then you have 1 0 left over. So there it is, 1,250, right, is the X value. And remember, those are the attendees buying the tickets. So let's see. The first question, how many people buy those tickets? Does the venue break even? The first question is that you need 1,250 attendees. So that's actually not a lot, right? If you think about, let's see if I know my numbers correctly. I know that Madison Square Garden, which is a big stadium in Manhattan, New York, is, I think, 30,000? 30,000 people you could pack out at Madison Square Garden. The venue only needs to sell like 1,250 tickets when the max capacity is 30,000. I mean, some venues are even more than that. So they're doing pretty good. So we need 1,250 attendees to break even. And now, what else did they want us to find out? They also said, what is the value of the total tickets sold at that point? Okay, well, if we have 1,250 attendees that are coming, that means that you need to sell 1,250 tickets. And if, maybe I'll do it over here, if you have 1,250 attendees, that means that you have 1,250 tickets being sold. And each ticket, according to the revenue, is $80. So it's 80 times that. So I'm going to take that and times it by 80 bucks, right? And whatever that is, 1,250 tickets times 80. Whoa, $100,000. That's pretty good for the venue. So at this point, the break-even amount is roughly $1,000. Not 1,000, 10,000. Not 10,000, $100,000, which means that the musician is going to be pocketing $100,000. They have to sell $100,000 worth of tickets, and then anything else after that is in the venue's pocket, and that is it. So this is the amount of the total tickets sold. This is how many attendees have to come, and that's it. What'd you think? I hope this helped. Thank you so much for viewing the video. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, tell your friends, tell your classmates about this cool channel. Check the website out as well, glasertutoring.com. We have tons of goodies out there for you. We always want to help you guys succeed, and good luck on your tests and quizzes, not also in math, but any classes that you got, physics, chem. We guys got your back. We have a whole class of physics, chem on the channel with more classes coming soon. So, check us out. And thank you so much for that. We also have memberships on the channel if you want to help the channel out a little bit more. It's obviously not obligated, but anything helps. Thank you. Also, I would like to give a huge shout out to Maricela. Thank you so much for being a member to the channel. Your support means a lot to my brother and me, and we're thrilled to have you be a part of this amazing community. Memberships are open on the channel, and if you want to become a member, just click that join button, which can be found below on any video if you're watching on your desktop, or it can be found on the overall channel page too. For all of you that want your name shown in the video, don't forget to choose the gold tier or higher. Thank you so much for considering, and have a great day. Talk to you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.